Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. We're taking a quick look once more at Avalanche, seeing what's going on. Obviously, we did not bounce off this 2175 level there. Held pretty good, honestly, for a good few, 12 to 24 hours, but inevitably lost that when Bitcoin started to dump and lost its support range about 86,000. Granted, we shorted Bitcoin pretty strong here, 40% up on the last 3 days. Same thing with XRP as well, but I held off on shorting AVAX because it's just showing a lot of strength. And I know it seems kind of weird or crazy. What do you mean it's down 3% today? And it's if you look from its local top to current bottom, it's down 15% based on the last 3 trading days. However, the key takeaway here is we have this previous resistance likely working as a new support level here at about that $20 mark. I'm kind of spitballing here, but roughly $20 is that tentative support for us. Hypothetically, we lose that, could see somewhere in the range of about 1825 as that lower range for the previous channel here. But just know that's kind of something that's going on in the overall sense here. A lot of this is hinging on the simple fact that Bitcoin needs to bottom out and stop pulling back for this coin to do the same thing. Most altcoins are retracing, but this one's performing better than the majority of other ones. I'm a little concerned though, now that I look at liquidation here, how much liquidation is just below the price action. We can see a significant amount as low as about 19. So hypothetically, waiting for the price to sweep that lower area of liquidation would probably be advantageous, or if you insist on taking a trade, average into your trade, maybe put a little bit in now and add to your margin and or spot bag as it goes down, right? That's generally the concept of how you want to trade more responsibly. But from a larger perspective here, outside of that local range, 18 to 17 as per usual. We've talked about this in the past, being that significant amount of liquidation to the downside. But once more, I think the probability of anything under $18 is pretty low right now at this point, just because Bitcoin is reaching its tentative bottom and a lot of altcoins are starting to find their support. It's very tentative. Of course, the price could continue much lower for Bitcoin, but outside of that $81,000 significant CME gap, not CME gap, but a significant amount of liquidation down as low as 81,000 for Bitcoin, distinct probability we still see that at some point, okay? If that happens, then I think 19 to 18 makes sense for AVAX. Either way, here, liquidation delta, super bearish, you don't short it, you don't take longs into this. Do I recommend a short at this point? Not necessarily, but if you do, make sure to keep it tight because a lot of liquidation, at that $19 mark does incentivize the price to pull back, but it also, reinforces support because you got to recognize that liquidation events occur at significant support ranges. That's why they're there. So it's a double-edged sword in a lot of ways. Either way, we got a fair value gap here. So hypothetically, the price continues or, ends up bottoming out here at the $20 range. Then I would think 2175 would be the next potential area of consideration for a take profit target or a range in that area, okay? But from a daily perspective, we still haven't lost a 20-day SMA. This coin is looking stronger than most. I'm not going to sugarcoat it though. There's nothing good here. There's no hidden bullish divergence, anything like that. If you hear people saying that, I think they're full of trash because really you're reaching if you're looking for an opportunity to trade to the upside right now. That's really the simple way to understand it. And you should always, when you look at the charts, look for reasons not to take trades instead of trying to find or convince yourself to take one. It's crazy how many people do that. And I've done it before in the past. Trust me, it's a very common occurrence. But for the most part, it's best to just, try to take a step back. I mean, we've only taken 15 trades as a community here. Normally we average about 30 trades in a month. We're almost half capacity there, but we've only hit stop losses on 2 of those trades. So I don't feel bad about that, even though, there's less opportunities. That's just kind of how you got to play the cards sometimes, right? You don't force trades. Having said that, 1863, $19 for liquidation. We're seeing a lot of confluence in that $18 to $20 range. So safe to say if the price does end up losing this support here at $20, that 19/18 would be a good area of consideration for dollar cost averaging or considering just maybe a long at that point. A lot of it, again, I don't recommend doing, taking a long when Bitcoin is pulling back, and it's doing so right now. Either way, we're getting closer to the overextended state on 30 on the RSI. Usually we see a pivot or a bounce from there. MACD is trying to converge as well, but it hasn't yet. So I think it's a little premature to take a long, but I do feel like I'm leaning more towards along with this coin than any other coin if I were to see some stability from Bitcoin in the next 24 hours. Okay, that's kind of where we're at there. So nothing outrageous, but also just kind of par for the course right now. Simple way to understand it is AVAX looks stronger than the majority of the market, but it's still underperforming. But if you look at this here, take a look at this and then look at Bitcoin's chart. Bitcoin is significantly establishing lower lows and lower highs, where AVAX is establishing consistent lows, parallel lows, and lower highs. That really reinforces the probability of a breakout because it's working itself into a triangle pattern. Okay, those do typically break to the upside, even though there's probably a distinct probability we're going to go down from here. So just being realistic with you, it's best to anticipate further downside before any type of recovery. So just know that. Okay, cool. All right, outside of that, not much else to note except for the fact that I do have a Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. You make sure to check that out. I've got all my playout charts and available fundamental and technical analysis there. Okay. Also note too, if you're part of my community or if you want to just be part of something better, cryptocash.tech. You can use the link down below if you want to register for my trade signals or join us over at Bitunix. These guys are phenomenal folks. No KYC or VPN, and they have awesome little reward bonus this month here. So take advantage of that if you're part of our community, okay? Hope you have a good rest of your day, folks. Be safe out there. Look forward to seeing the next one. Take care.